Do you know what I think the craziest thing is? Is the moment that your loved one finally comes home from rehab or from the hospital or wherever they are, and it's supposed to feel like relief. And yet, for so many dementia caregivers, that's exactly when everything seems to get harder. And it's not because you're the one that's doing something wrong, it's because you came home with a stack of papers and not a plan. Hey there, I'm Laura Wilkerson, nurse practitioner and founder of Dementia Caregivers Academy. I've helped thousands of families through home visits, rehab transitions, hospital discharges, and everything you can think of in between. And over again, I see this. Families aren't failing, they're just carrying the weight of the burden that the system handed them. Let me tell you about a patient's family that I was just working with. We'll call him Carl. Carl's wife, Jean, had moderate dementia, and she had recently fallen and broken her hip. And she spent 2 weeks in rehab and then came back home. And when I met Carl, he had a thick stack of discharge paperwork, summaries, meds, some follow up appointments with surgeons, one with vascular, one with cardiac, and then one vague warning, which was she may need more supervision at home. That was it. And within 3 days, Carl said he was feeling completely overwhelmed. His routine was gone. Jean was in pain and super confused. And she was trying to get up out of her chair, but she was non weight bearing because she had fallen and broken her hip. But no one showed Carl how to transfer her safely before he left rehab. And now he's got 5 new medications that he has to manage. He's supposed to coordinate all these follow up appointments, like with orthopedics, and yet he couldn't even get her into his own car. And she kept trying to stand up on her own, not to mention all of the pain that she was feeling, crying out in the new behaviors. And by the time I got to him, the home health care nurse hadn't even shown up yet. He wasn't sleeping. He had tried everything he could to calm her down, but nothing was working. And yet he felt like he was the one who was failing her. But he wasn't the one who was actually failing. The system failed him. And he was thrown into this high stakes situation without a plan and expected to hold everything together anyway. And within 3 days, everything was shot, like I said. And part of the reason that this happened was because no one had shown him how to plan for those real challenges that were coming, the ones that don't appear on the checklist. The discharge process is built for bodies, not for brains. It typically focuses on the physical recovery and not the cognitive, behavioral, or the emotional challenges that will come next, either for the patient Jean or for her husband Carl. He might get some follow-up lists and maybe some home health orders. What he didn't get was that coordinated plan, and one that considers his person's mind, his person's behaviors, his person's routine, and what environment that they were currently living in. He wasn't even prepped about any of the things that could happen, like sundowning, no heads up about the emotional distress, the hallucinations, or increased confusion due to the pain medications that she was taking. So, what happens next? Something goes wrong, he reacts, it escalates, and then he's left wondering if he missed something, or worse, if it was his fault. And what Carl needed, and what most caregiving families need, isn't typically more advice, it's a system, a way to build structure into all of that chaos. And that starts with predictable rhythms and routines, coordinated care, not 5 providers with 5 different opinions, and a way that he can decode what behaviors really mean, as well as a backup plan, because there are going to be nights when nothing is working and you need that backup plan, because that is what closing the gap really looks like. It's not more handouts, it's a framework that adapts with you and your needs. And you can't close this gap alone. So trying to figure it out as you go is not sustainable, because dementia is a moving target. What worked last week might backfire today, and what worked 10 minutes ago might not work right now. And when you're isolated, it's easy to start second guessing every decision and then to spiral into this guilt and to think that it's just you or that it's happening because of you. But the truth is, the system wasn't built to care for dementia caregiving families. And until you're surrounded by support and structure that fits your life, you'll always feel like you're just catching up. And just like in my medical practice, that's why I teach from a framework called the Compass Framework. And that's why I created the Dementia Caregivers Academy, not just to give you more information to have you sift through, but to help you apply it inside of your real life in a plan that fits you and your family. Because if you've ever felt like Carl, like everything got harder the moment the help went away, then this is your next step. We just opened the doors to our new membership, and inside we work through every part of this together. I'll put the link in the description below, and I would love to see you there. Look, you don't need to do this alone anymore. You just need a plan that's built for real life and a place to figure it all out as everything evolves. And that's what this membership is all about. And until next week, I'll be caring for you while you're caring for them.